Welcome back to our online class. So for lecture number 4, ang topic natin is factoring perfect square trinomials. So meron tayong dalawang objectives. First, to determine patterns in factoring polynomials. Second, to factor completely perfect square trinomials. Okay, as a recap, the square of x plus y is x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Paano nakuha si x squared plus 2xy plus y squared? Yung square ng x plus y, yung binomial na x plus y, we can write it or express it as the binomials x plus y and x plus y. Getting their product by the FOIL method or the distributive property of multiplication, we can get the product of x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. Okay, ipapakita natin kung paano nakuha yung product na x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So una, yung square ng binomial na to, pwede nating isulat as x plus y times x plus y. Ang ibig sabihin ng 2 doon sa exponent ay dalawang beses imomultiply sa kanyang sarili. At gagamit tayo ng distributive property of multiplication. So, yung first term ng first binomial, imomultiply natin sa first term ng second binomial. So, x times x is x squared. Sunod, yung first term ng first binomial, imomultiply natin sa second term ng second binomial. So, magiging x times y ay xy. Tapos, yung sunod, yung y naman na first binomial, imomultiply mo sa x ng second binomial. So, y times x ay xy. Or pwede rin namang yx. Parehas lang po yun by commutative property of multiplication. Then, lastly, yung y times y, it will give you y squared. Yan. Tapos, tignan natin kung alin dyan yung pwede pa natin i-simplify. Since merong similar terms, kailangan natin siyang i-simplify. So, xy plus xy is 2xy. Kaya ang magiging product ng square ng binomial na yan ay x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So, dyan po nakuha yung ating product kanina. So, 2. Yan, 2. So, pareho lang din siya dito sa binomial na to. Pag in-express natin siya as products of two binomials, kakaroon tayo ng x minus y times x minus y. Gaya ng ginawa natin kanina, pareho lang po at ang magiging product niya ay x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Ipakita natin. So, yung x minus y squared, yung binomial na x minus y squared, ay pwede nating isulat as x minus y times x minus y. Same process lang tayo. Okay, so using distributive property of multiplication, i-multiply muna natin yung first term ng first binomial sa first term ng second binomial. So, x times x ay x squared. Sunod, yung x, i-multiply din natin kay y, which is negative. So, that is negative xy. Sunod, yung negative y, ita-times natin sa x is negative xy. Tapos, yung dulo na negative y, times natin sa negative y, ay positive y squared. Then, kailangan natin i-simplify yung may similar terms since meron tayong similar terms. Negative xy minus xy. So, magiging final product natin ay x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. So, dyan po nakuha yung product ng squaring ng binomial na yan. So, let's proceed on how to factor perfect square trinomials. So, tandaan, x squared plus 2xy plus y squared ay isang example ng perfect square trinomials. So, ang factors niya ay x plus y squared. So, binomial siya ng x plus y, tapos in-squared lang siya. Tingnan natin kung bakit siya in-squared. So, tandaan, ito ang ating first pattern. Kapag ganito naman yung magiging perfect square trinomial natin, ang magiging factors niya ay square ng binomial na x minus y. Yan po yung second pattern. So, yung ating square ng binomial na x plus y at x minus y squared, ang pangalan niyan ay square of a binomial. Tapos, yung trinomials na nandyan, yan po yung PST o yung perfect square trinomials. Okay, when is a trinomial a perfect square? So, number 1, or letter A, when two of the terms are perfect square and both are positive. Ibig sabihin po, yung first and last term ng trinomial ay parehong positive at perfect squares. Tignan natin. So, yung x squared plus 2xy plus y squared, ang first term niya ay x squared at ang last term niya ay y squared. Parehong positive, parehong perfect squares. Letter B, when the middle term is twice the product of the quantities that are squared. Okay, pakita natin. Ang middle term ng unang trinomial ay positive 2xy at ang second trinomial ay negative 2xy. Okay, paano nakuha yon? Ibig sabihin doon sa pangalawang conditions, twice the product of the square root of the first and last term. So, kung ang first term mo ay x squared at ang last term mo ay y squared, kukunin mo yung square root nilang dalawa. So, ang square root ng x squared ay x, ang square root ng y squared ay y. Getting the product, which is xy, then ita-twice mo lang siya. So, nakuha yung middle term na 2xy. So, ito po yung sinabi ko kanina. So, square root ng x squared, square root ng y squared. So, meron kang x and y. Then, twice. Kaya po nakuha yung middle term. So, yan po yung first pattern. And then, second pattern. Okay, let's have a practice. Determine whether the expression is a perfect square trinomial or not. If it is, give the factors. So remember the two conditions on how to identify if a certain trinomial is a perfect square. So let's start with number 1. 16m squared plus 8m plus 1. So, let's test. We have to get the square root of the first and last term. The square root of 16m squared is 4m. This is 4m. Okay, buuin natin. This is 4m. And then, the square root of the last term is 1. And then, we need to get the product of the square root of the first term and the last term, then times 2, kasi sabi niya twice. Yun dapat ang lalabas na middle term. So, 2 times 4m times 1 is 8m. So, ibig sabihin lang po, yung trinomial na yan ay isang perfect square trinomial. So, yan po yung first pattern natin. So, dahil perfect square trinomial siya, kukunin natin yung factors gamit ang first pattern. So, ito po yung first pattern natin. So, ang magiging factors niyan ay 4m plus 1 squared. Yung 4m na ito, galing po siya sa square root ng 16m squared. Yung 1 na ito ay galing siya sa square root ng 1. Bakit plus sign yung nasa gitna? Kasi po, yun po yung nasa pattern. Ang trinomial natin ay naka-sum. Yung gitna. Okay? At bakit squared siya? Kasi po, we can express it as 2 binomials of 4m plus 1. Sunod, 9a squared minus 6a minus 1. Is this a perfect square trinomial? Look at the last term, negative 1. It violates already the conditions. Ang sabi doon sa first condition natin, dapat yung first at last term ay parehong positive at parehong perfect squares. At since yung last term natin ay negative 1, automatic, this trinomial is not a perfect square. Third, is this a perfect square trinomial? Let's see. We need to get the square root of the first and last term. So, hindi lang po yung coefficient ang kailangan natin is square root, pati po yung kasama niya. So, the first term is 121b squared. So, kailangan natin i-square root si 121b squared. So, ang square root ng 121b squared, kompletuhin natin, ay 11b. Next, square root ng 36 ay 6. Tapos, para i-test natin kung yung middle term ang lalabas, ita-times natin sa 2. So, 11 times 6 times 2. Dapat ang lalabas ay 66b, pero hindi po 66b ang lalabas. Ibig sabihin na violate niya o hindi na-satisfy yung pangalawang condition. So, this trinomial is not a perfect square trinomial. Okay, your turn. X squared minus 6x minus 9. Again, the last term is a negative, so this is not a perfect square trinomial. 4x to the fourth plus 36x squared plus 81. Let's see. Kunin natin yung square root ng first at last term. So, square root ng 4x to the fourth ay, kompletuhin ulit natin. So, 2x squared. At ang square root ng 81 ay 9. Then, imumultiply natin sa 2. So, 2 times 2x squared times 9 is 36x squared. Yun po yung nasa gitna. So, ibig sabihin, ang trinomial na to ay perfect square. Now, let's factors this trinomial. So, by using the first pattern, we can write it as 2x squared plus 9 squared. Or, the binomial or the square of the binomial 2x squared plus 9. So, again, etong 2x squared ay galing siya sa square root ng 4x to the 4th at ang 9 ay galing sa square root ng 81. Okay, x raised to the 6th power plus 32x cubed plus 64. Isa ba tong perfect square trinomial? So, kunin natin ang square root ng first at last term. Ang square root ng x to the 6 ay x cubed. Ang square root ng 64 ay 8. And then, ita-times natin sa 2, dapat ang lalabas yung middle term. 2 times x cubed times 8 ay 16x cubed. Yun ba yung nasa gitna? Hindi po. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay hindi perfect square trinomial. Number 4. 9 minus 6a to the 4th x plus a 8x squared. Ito pa ay perfect square trinomial. So, kunin natin ang square root ng first at last term. So, ang square root ng 9 ay 3. Ang square root ng a to the 8x squared ay a to the 4th. Kompletuhin natin. A to the 4th x. Tapos, ita-times natin sa 2. Okay, ita-times natin sa 2. Dapat, lalabas yung middle term. So, 2 times 3 times a to the 4th x is 6 a to the 4th x. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay PSP. At dahil ito ay PSP, we need to use the second pattern. So, kakaroon ka ng 3 minus a to the 4th x. Or the square of the binomial 3 minus a to the 4th x. So, yung 3 galing po sa square root ng 9. Yung a to the 4th x ay galing sa square root ng a to the 8th x squared. (121a raised to the 10th power plus 286a to the 5th b to the 6th plus 169b to the 12. Perfect square kaya ito? Or perfect square trinomial po kaya ito? So, kailangan kunin natin yung square root ng bawat terms, first at last term. So, ito, ano ang square root ng 121a to the 10th? Kasama yan na, a to the 10th. So, ang square root ng 121a to the 10th ay 11a to the 5th. At ang square root ng 169b to the 12th ay 13b to the 6th. Okay, then ita-times natin sa 2, dapat ang lalabas yung middle term. So, 2 times 11 times 13. Or 2 times 11, a to the 5th times 13, b to the 6th is 286, a to the 5th, b to the 6th. So, ibig sabihin, ito ay perfect square trinomial. So, gamit ang second pattern, ganito po ang magiging factors. The square of the binomial 11a to the 5th plus 13b squared. 13b to the 6th. Ulitin ko, the square of the binomial 11a to the 5th plus 13b to the 6th. Now, let's proceed to our next. Fill in the blanks to make each expression a perfect square trinomial. 25x squared plus blank plus 1. So, nawawala yung middle term. Ganito ang paggawa o pagkuha kapag nawawala yung gitna. So, una, kunin natin yung square root ng first at last term. So, ang square root ng 25x squared ay 5x. Kompletuhin ulit natin. At ang square root ng 1 ay 1. And then, we need to multiply it by 2 para makuha natin yung gitna. So, that is 10x. So, ilalagay natin na wala si x. 10x. Yan. So, ang trinomial natin ay 25x squared plus 10x plus 1. Ganyan po ang gagawin kapag nawawala yung middle term. Sunod, paano pag nawawala yung first term? So, yung last term na 9, kukunin natin square root niya. Ang sagot ay 3. Tapos, i-multiply natin sa 2, which is 6. And then, i-divide yung middle term sa 6. So, 24x divided by 6 is 4. 4x. Ngayon, yung 4x na yan, buuin natin. Yung 4x na yan, okay, ita-times 2 natin. Ita-times natin si 3, kasi yun yung square root ng 9. Ilan yun? So, magiging 16x squared. Paano naman pag nawawala yung last term? So, kukunin natin yung square root ng 9x to the 4th. That is 3x squared. Halos parehas lang din ang gagawin natin sa example kanina. So, meron kang 3x squared. Bubuwin ulit natin. So, ito ay 3x squared. Ta-times natin sa 2. Ilan lahat? Yan ay 6x squared. Then, yung middle term na 60x squared, y cubed, i-divide natin sa sagot na 6x squared. It will be 10y cubed. Tapos, yung 10y cubed na yan ay kailangan natin ito dapat ay 10y cubed. So, pag in-square natin yan ay 100. May kulang dito. So, 100y to the 6. Yan. So, naging perfect square trinomial na siya. Okay, hope you learned today. See you on our next class.